Language lesson 13. Today we are reviewing for your test, which will be on Monday. So I think you guys have been doing really good on your language, so I don't think this test will be difficult, but we are going to do a review, okay? So open your books to page 14 and 15. You may put your name and date at the top. And you can tear out page 14, put your name and date at the top. Page 15, leave in your book for right now because we will need the other side. Do not tear out page 15. Okay, on page 14, it says proof. Correct each run-on sentence by adding proofreader's marks to add a period and to show which letters should be capitalized. So remember, our proofreader marks for capitalization is 3 lines under the letter that should be capitalized. And then to insert a period, we do our caret with our period above it, okay? So that is what we're going to use to correct our sentences. So our first sentence says, the Fowler's toad is small. It is about 3 inches long. So that is all together as a run-on sentence. I didn't read it as a run-on sentence, but it is all together a run-on sentence. So we know that our first complete thought is the Fowler's toad is small. So after the word small, you will put a caret. Oops, the caret's underneath, I'm sorry. You'll put a caret and you'll put your period in the sentence. And then the word after small is it. So you will underline the I 3 times because that I will have to become a capital I because we've turned it into 2 sentences. Number 2, God gave the toad good camouflage. Its color helps it blend with the leaves. So for number 2, we have to figure out our first complete thought. Our first complete thought is God gave the toad good camouflage. So after the word camouflage, we will, I don't think I'm spelling that right. It's not right. F-L, it is right. It doesn't look right. After the word camouflage, we will put a caret with a period above it. And then our word after camouflage is the word it's again. So we will underline the I 3 times because that letter would have to be capitalized. And you go ahead and complete number 3 on your own. Section B, right, it says correct each run-on sentence by adding a comma and the joining word in the box. So at the end of the box, they have a comma but. So let's see what our run-on sentence says. Some toads take long hope. Fowler's toads long hops. I'm sorry, guys. I have my lights dimmed in the room because if I don't, the chandelier makes a big glare on the board. But it makes it hard for me to see the words in the book. Let's see, let me try this again. Some toads take long hops. Fowler's toads take short, quick hops. So we need to use comma but. So we're going to say some toads take long hops, comma but. Fowler's toads take short, quick hops. So you're going to put your comma but after your first complete thought. And you will write those sentences on your own. In right C, it says rearrange the words to write each kind of sentence correctly. And then it gives you a little hint. Who likes hints? I like hints. Hints are helpful. The first word is already capitalized for you. So to find our first word of the sentence, we just have to find the capitalized word. Okay? So number 1, we're supposed to write a declarative sentence. And it says, Toad, Sean build house will a garden to in moms. Wow. So we have to find our capital word. What is our capital word? Sean. So that's going to be our first word of our sentence. Sean, how about this? Sean will build a toad house in mom's garden. Did y'all see how they did that? Should be already completed in your book. So we made a declarative sentence. Our sentence begins with a capital letter. It is a complete thought, and it ends with a period. The next one, we're going to write an interrogative sentence, and it says, what house toad is? So they're telling us our first word of the sentence is what. So how can we turn that into a sentence that asks a question? Of course, what does ask a question? What is a house toad? And that is how we're going to turn that into an interrogative sentence. So you will do the same thing with all of those all the way down. Remember, the word that's capitalized is going to be your first word in your sentence. Look at page 15. On page 15, it says, remember A, write yes if the group of words is a sentence, write no if the group of words is not a sentence. Now remember, they might have a group of words that begins with a capital letter and has a period at the end of them, but if that group of words does not express a complete thought, then it cannot be a sentence. A sentence has to start with a capital letter, has to end with a mark of punctuation, and also has to complete that complete thought. Okay? So number one, many nocturnal creatures in language class. Wow, there's nocturnal creatures in language class? That's funny. Is that a complete thought? No, it is not. So we would put no on the line, and that is how you will complete that exercise. In think B, it says mark the circle next to the correct kind of sentence. So what? Number one, what do you know about Fowler's toads? What is that sentence doing? It's asking a question. And what kind of sentence asks a question? I know you guys know these. Interrogative. Good job. Color that circle in. And then proof. Letter C. Use proofreader marks to show which letters should be capitalized and to add punctuation to the end of each sentence. So we went over our proofreader marks a minute ago. Of course, the first word in every sentence should be capitalized, and then you're going to use your proofreader mark to either put in an exclamation point, a question mark, or a period. I want you guys to look at sentence number 9. Look at the last sentence in that section. Now, normally, when we see the words what, or we see the words how at the beginning of a sentence, we automatically want to think that those sentences are going to be sentences that ask a question. But I want you to listen to this sentence. What a beautiful day it is. I used the word what at the beginning, but did that sentence ask a question? What a beautiful day it is. Or listen to this sentence. I'm not even thinking one with the word how. Well, I'm not thinking of a sentence with the word how, but listen to the whats. What a beautiful day it is. What a great job you did. What an awesome show that was. We're using the word what, but we're not asking a question. So when we have a sentence that normally, or a word that normally asks a question, but it's not asking a question, then that sentence is going to end with an exclamation point. Okay, I got one for how. How great that was. Did I ask a question? No. So I won't have a question mark at the end of that kind of sentence. I will have an exclamation point. So just because you see what or how at the beginning of a sentence, don't say, woo-hoo-hoo, I got this, question mark, and not even read your sentence, because it may not be a question mark. It may be an exclamation point, okay? So be sure to read your sentence and then ask yourself, is that asking me a question? Look at number 9. What a good friend for a gardener. Did it ask a question? No. So number 9 will be an exclamation point at the end and not a question mark. Okay? All right, you guys can go ahead and complete your work for today and be ready for your test on Monday.